Hello and welcome to space. It's not quite Tim Curry worthy, but it's the best I can do. Yeah, it's a random stream on a Friday. I don't know why now and why this game, but reasons. I don't know. Space reasons. Insert your own reasons there. Yeah, this is Space Haven, which you may or may not be aware of, possibly not the hypothetical person watching this hypothetically in a hypothetical fashion. Basically, it's alongside this another game actually, which I also have called. Where is it? I've forgotten what it's called now. It's a Paradox published one. I remember that much. Stardeus, that's it. I think I might have done a video on that at some point. But basically, similar in that you start off and have to build up a ship, and Space-Based DF9 was kind of that back in the day, but that got abandoned. Space Haven, well, previously you started off with much like in Stardust, you start off with like a wrecked bit of ship and some survivors, and you have to scavenge the system you're in to get the ship functional, and then you can start exploring around the place. What they've actually added though is the ability now to do space stations, and it's actually they're in a public beta for that now. So there's maybe one or two like slight weirdnesses with it, but it does seem to be getting patched fairly regularly. So we're going to jump into... well, first off, I'll show you... I haven't touched this since December, my actual spaceship, but this is what my ship looks like. It's hideous. This is paused right now. I can actually unpause it. It's not pretty at all. It's turned into this weird hodgepodge amalgamation. I do like you can have fighters which are just straight up the fighters from Babylon 5, which is excellent, and the shuttles are probably reminiscent of something as well. But yeah, the gameplay of being in the spaceship, and you can see that's actually the maximum buildable area, and you can have multiple spaceships, multiple crewed spaceships as well. That's a thing you can do. But yeah, you just basically travel around the place, and you can just do exploring and scavenging, or you can take on actual missions and like go and fight things. There's a variety of different like factions that some are happy to see you and others just want to eat your face because they're aliens and are friendly like that. So yeah, I've got a bunch of crew on this ship, 11 in total. Basically, a bunch of them are flying cap at the moment, and then the rest are all doing things. And we've got things like our food growing area, and then we've got all the various sort of hangar bays, and this is like a cargo port area, and there's special things that go there, and there's all the engines at the back. You need a certain amount of engines to make it go, and then you've got your hypersleep chambers for putting your crew in when you make jumps, because you can do it without that, but they tend to feel very unhappy about it and unwell. And then if we which button am I looking at? That button. You can also see various bumps on the top of the ship, so we've got shield generators and turrets and jammers and things as well. So it's not a pretty ship, but you know, it's sort of vaguely functional. So we'll go over to the actual station, and they introduced one of the mission types you could take on in your spaceship was to help set up somebody else's station. And they would give you a container of stuff, and you would have to build the minimum viable station within a certain time limit, which I don't think I ever successfully managed to do. And then they've decided that they're going to let the players basically do that for themselves, where you start off with a very minimal amount of like resources and just a little like pressurized area for your crew, and you have to build up from there. So this is me after a couple of hours, And this is kind of like minimum viable space station so far. I've got as far as being able to offer missions, not offer missions, offer services. Because again, you've got a map, but it's very different. It's a single system map. And it's dynamic. So instead of you traveling to different systems, other people are coming to you. And as you can see, I've set up my station services so that I'm offering some basic medical services and some ore processing services. But you can see, like, you can set up, you can specialize. So you could like sell fuel, food. You could make yourself a repair station. You could go into the industrial side. I'm going to go more into the visitor side. So I eventually want to expand to have like entertainment areas and a diner and stuff like that, and maybe some industrial bits later. But there's like a limited amount of space that we've got. So yeah, that's how we're set up at the moment. And as you can like board derelicts and things in the ship version, well, you still can in this, but they kind of drift in and out of your area. And at the moment, we've got several derelicts and a resource asteroid, which I could actually like mine and stuff. But I've sent my crew off in a shuttle, and they can basically do away missions elsewhere in the system. And I thought maybe you would like zoom to where they are and then be able to like take direct control, but it's literally an away mission. You just send them off and hope that you get an outcome that will be positive. So yeah, I got a message there that one of the ships has a mission for me. It's a salvage derelict mission, but we do not have, like, if you get like friendly visitor ships, they will say, hey, can you go salvage stuff from this derelict, or can you maybe heal up some of my crew members? And that wasn't a new thing. That was in the game previously, but it can now happen still alongside getting visitors in. So we don't have anyone using our facilities at the moment. We did have some, but we need to wait for another ship to come in. So we actually do have some incoming ships at the moment who want both repair and medical, and we can offer the medical. So yeah. No, it's not anything like, it's pretty abstracted. You'll see we've got this critical warning here, and it says, oh no, we don't have any Hyperium, which we don't need because we're a space station. We're not going anywhere. This is one of the slight jankinesses, I guess. But yeah, you basically need fuel for your hyperdrive, and if you don't have fuel, you can get stranded in the system, and that can end up being a death sentence. So it's not anything like, oh, you need to calculate delta V or anything like that, or trajectories. It's very much if you have the fuel, you click on the next sector and hit the go button, and it charges up your drive, and then you go. Although there is a game you might be interested in, Lati, which does have, it's a top-down mining game called Delta V Rings of Saturn, and that does have things like not MechJeb, but it has things like Delta V and fuel calculations, and I might actually cover that at some point as well, because I actually got turned on to that from a channel called Splattercat Gaming, who covers an absolute plethora of indie games. I will actually link. Oh, you can modify those. That's good to know, Axel Bugbite. So upper left where the all resources listing is. Can I? Click that and then click set it. Is that button? No, that's system points. Call points. I'm not sure where that is. You'll probably point it out and show exactly why I'm being a dummy. You'd think by default that would be off, given that I'm a space station. I'm sure it will be eventually. Oh dear, someone was unsatisfied with my ore processing. They've jumped away now. or the text itself. Oh, I see. Okay. Always. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, for filtering it. I mean, I can. Resource display settings. Is this the thing we want? Notify. Okay. Nope. There we go. I did not know this menu was here. There you go. I learned a thing. It's not something I'd need to use very often, but anyway. So I haven't even said hello to people. So Lati, Shiva, who else? Tank Monkey, and Axel. Yes, welcome all. And Axel, you sound like you might actually know what I'm doing. I have played a bunch of hours with the ship mode, but this new beta station mode in Space Haven is a bit new to me still. Although, like, the actual minute-to-minute mechanics are like broadly similar. So yeah, I've gotten as far as like this might seem like, oh, he's super advanced, and not really. This is like bare minimum viable facilities, and even then I'm still having to trade for food. The fact that you can set up services and like generate income that way makes it why are they dissatisfied with my processing? I don't really know. Is it because it's full up? I'm not sure. Is it because they couldn't buy what they needed? I might need another ore processor or something. Yeah, so, I mean, at the moment this is fairly basic. I don't even have all of the areas of my starting asteroid unclaimed because there's this little robot guy here, which I will take care of when I get my guys back. But yeah, there's various kind of resources that you start off with. So you've got something to start with when you first come along. So yeah, there's, I mean, it's one of these things where it's like you just have to make sure everybody has sufficient facilities. And okay, so yeah, it was I just didn't have enough ore. So at the moment the main bottleneck is oh, incoming robots. That's not good. Right, we'll need to switch to the defense thing. We'll need to get you to go to operations because we can have little. It's a bit awkward with only one crew member. You actually start off with 6, but unfortunately one of them died before I got to the point of having medical beds. But yeah, your operations station needs to be manned for the defense turret. I should probably build another defense turret, to be honest. So yeah, we've got like, this is like a living area, so we've got like an auto chef and an algae tank, which is like when you run out of proper food, they eat the algae and they're not happy about it. And also it's not particularly nutritionally complete because you literally have to make sure that if we go on to settings, that people are getting enough like dietary needs. So if they're just subsisting on the algae, they become unhealthy as well as unhappy. And we've got some entertainment things in this corner, and then a table for them to sit and eat at, which they do actually care about. The away mission can be played. Oh, I did not. I assumed it was kind of like an auto backgrounds thing. See, this is me learning as I go. Yeah, and then we have like a med bay and then some individual staff rooms. And this is kind of like we'll sort out once the base is better planned out, once I have more hull block available to expand the actual base structure. I'm going to make the industrial bit a bit neater. I've put the ore processor off to the side because it generates a lot of heat. Because heat and oxygen and all that kind of thing, and CO2 and water vapor, this is all stuff you have to care about. Right. Okay, right, so. Okay, so which derelict do they want me to go to? They want me to go to MAS Oldham. So that's MAS Smouldering Pile, MAS Oldham. Right, and I don't know Right, let's hope this is space bugs, because space bugs are the easiest. You've got space bugs and like droids, and we actually saw one lurking off in a corner on my my main asteroid, and oh, I have to actually click accept. Okay, you can't just click assist. You actually have to. Okay, right. So, okay, right. Okay, slightly jank, but it's fine. So yeah, space bugs are kind of easy to deal with because they don't have any range, and you can just float out in space next to the wreck and pew pew, which you cannot do if you board via the docking port. You have to board via a breach. However, the robots have lasers, and they are considerably nastier to deal with because if they all gang up on you, and you can have at max 4 people in a shuttle, basically. It's entirely possible to lose an entire shuttle's worth of people. Yeah, not the best UI, but it's functional-ish, if you know where everything is. It's a little rough and ready at the moment. In places. This is still... I think they're getting towards the end of early access. Right, we don't know what is might be in here at the moment. There might be nothing in here. I don't know. I've never done one of these before. There's nothing coming to immediately greet us. So yeah, this is all fog of war up until... Oh, I mean, there is fog of war. Oh, crap, it's robots. Okay, that's not great. Kind of... Like, ideally, you deal with stuff one at a time. And one of the limitations of the game is people cannot fire and move at the same time. They have to be stationary. And as you can see, the fact that they can fire... okay, we've got someone that's got a burn wound. And they're not great about, like, sight lines of fire, so... they can and will just... Oh... Weapon quality degraded. I don't like the sound of that. Is that my shotgun as well? That's like my best weapon at the moment. It's not great. Oh, Kamala's down. Right. Right. One of you has got a nano injector. Oh no, you don't. Can we repair that just now? Oh no, it has to be with a workbench. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is, Tamara, you're going to carry the downed person back to the shuttle. We're going to have the other two hang there for the time being. Or one of them could actually pick up the... Oh no, we can't pick that up as a... Okay. Because if you just leave somebody when they're downed, I mean, potentially... you know, well, obviously they can't defend themselves, they can't move if more threats come around. But obviously... or not obviously, but yeah, suits have a limited amount of oxygen. Their suits can absolutely run out and they will just suffocate. And we are, like, way out here at the moment, so can we get in this? Okay, that's the airlock. One nice touch is, you'll see there, while we have these... they're drafted at the moment, which means I have direct control, and it will tell you information, so... like if they see something or if there's something like this. So I can say, send this person in here and tell them to get some more oxygen. But you can also get more oxygen from your shuttle as well. Although shuttles do carry also a limited amount. So there's lots of nice interactions in this game. I'm pretty sure Splattercat will have covered this as well at some point, as well as Delta V. He's definitely covered Delta V before. So let's have a little peek in this office, or... Oh, I don't know if that's an office, actually. That's... Well, this is like a break area, and there's a toilet. It's very important that you have a space toilet, because if you don't have a space toilet, they will poop themselves, and they won't be happy about it. And also, your space toilet recycles into water, And I did wonder if there might be anyone in there. Sometimes you will find people, you will find survivors in wrecks. Right, that's going to be the data log that we need. Yeah, sometimes you'll find people and they can be resuscitated and they might well join your crew. Right, I think that's going to be the thing that we need. We'll briefly check out the rest of the ship. I don't think we can strip it in the same way that we could with... We'll be able to, once I've explored it fully, you'll actually be able to see because there's like lootables and then there's oh, there's another pair of logs there. Right, so we can continue drafted because we want both of these. They won't like auto grab stuff. Okay, so that was the log they wanted, and there's another log. There is a bit of like lore almost. That was credits apparently. That's quite nice. So what we can do is we can undraft, and then we can click on this, and this gives us this little screen down here, and we can actually salvage. We can tell them to start breaking stuff down within the ship, and that will render it down into scrap, which can be recycled back at home base. It doesn't look like we can, however. Normally in the home system, there'd be like if there's stuff sat around like this, for instance, energy rod, water, it's in this menu, but it doesn't appear to be in this menu. It's just the salvage part rather than the items. I'm not sure what's going on there, but we can actually tell the shuttle to go there. I guess we'll just tell them to pick up stuff manually. Can we do that? Do I have to like tell you one at a time to do that? Or can we just not? How to move stuff? Okay, you have to do it from the shuttle inventory screen. Okay, so this is different than normal. Okay, so crew undrafted, which means they're now available to do assigned jobs. So what we can do is we go, okay. So this is the other way you can do it. You've got inventory. So what we can do is we can say, I want to take all this stuff. Which is a slightly more clumsy way of doing it because there isn't a... When you're doing it through this screen here, and there's usually a button that has the items, and you can just say select all and do it in one go. Whereas here we have to do it item by item. So this is another one of those things where it's a little bit clunky. So we'll take that. Can we not take that? Oh, shuttle full. Okay, that's dump the water. We don't need that. Shuttle does have a limited amount of... right, we don't really want to take... You can feed your people human meat. I wouldn't do it, though. Right, so that is now... do I have to undraft it? Or... No, it's still drafted. Go on, redock. Okay, there we go. Right, so, okay, yeah, they're carrying the stuff we want them to carry. We'll just leave the water. We don't need the water. It's a really plentiful resource. And shuttles, yeah, they've got a limited amount they can carry. We could snoop around this other ship, because sometimes you'll find things like weapons or advanced materials that are super useful. So yeah, this droid wreckage, you'll see a lot of the, I mean, you saw in the fight, a lot of the time they just explode or the bits disappear. But if you get wreckage, that's actually important research materials. You can use those, or you need those as part of researching certain things. Right, is that 2 more, 3 more things? I think when it says inventory, it means it's in... Oh no, that's literally in the shuttle inventory, and then this is like the transfer screen, I guess. It's not like the most super clear setup. Right, there we go. Is this all... You guys all done? Or just kind of standing around now, I think. So, I guess I redraft them and send them back to the shuttle. They are starting to get a bit tired though, and they can't rest, obviously, because they can't take their spacesuits off. I don't know if they can rest in the shuttle. You'd think they could. We'll have a quick peek of that other ship, but we might need to not actually... Like, if it's got anything hostile in it, then I think we'll just leave it. Because, yeah, everyone is low energy. Like, Kamala's back on her feet, but you can see her energy is, like, 0. She didn't take too much health damage, though. Right, so if we... actually, no, we just... Oh, what am I doing? I wonder if you could hotkey the shuttle. Right, no, we want to close the inventory window. That's what we're doing. And then we'll just send it over here to have a look-see. Oh, Kamala's fallen unconscious again because she's, yeah. Right, you're definitely going there. Okay. So a lot of the missions I've seen so far, the away missions, do seem to involve fighting stuff. And because I've got such a small crew at the moment, I really could do with more crew members. And I don't think there's a way to get more crew outside of finding people in derelicts. Nope, that's robots. Everyone get back in the ship. Everyone back inside. Yeah, we're not... Right, so... Do I just click abandon? Can we go home now, or can I dock with these people and maybe they have some... I don't know if you can, like, trade with people? Turn home from lower left? Oh, return... Oh, okay, there's a button there. Yeah, I'm just curious to see if you can trade directly while you're here, because I do have stuff in my shuttle. So they might be like, hey, yeah, I'll be happy to trade with you. Because presumably... oh, here we go. Oh no, cannot trade in an away mission. Okay. And I don't know if they like me enough to let me on their ship. We could... No, okay, that would be construed as a hostile action. Okay, so we'll just click return home. They're going to go home now. And that means we can... do we have to wait for them to fly off the map before I get the... Yeah, there we go. You can end the way... I can stay. I can just stay and look at the map, but no, we'll end the away mission. So they're going to fly back from where they are. And that means I can go... I don't know why it's saying unvisited sector when it's my home sector. It's literally my home sector. Right, so this... I don't know... Yeah, we don't have a scanner, so we don't know. Right, robots detected. Okay, so this is where if we had some fighters, it would be useful. And there's no friendly ships nearby, so we are literally relying on the point defense, the single point defense turret. I hope they don't wreck stuff too much. This might be bad. I've not had to deal with these guys before. Some of the external stuff gets health bars, as you can see. We don't even have a shield yet. They might cause a... Like, they might cause a breach of some kind. Oh. Yeah, we definitely need another turret. Once this particular incursion has finished. Yeah, and then at some point later on we'll be able to get fighters. And you end up... oh, hull breach, that's not good. Where's the hull breach? Okay, that's just in the ore processor. That's absolutely fine. There's no point declaring battle stations at the moment, is there? Right, turn that off. That's fine. Oh, nice. Okay, one of them's been blown away. Are you... Oh, hello. That's a hostile shuttle. That's like a pirate shuttle. It's not even a pirate ship, it's a pirate shuttle. Yeah, the robots are attacking the pirates, which is kind of hilarious. That can happen. You can get like multi-faction fights going on. Right, so we had some minor damage going on, but it looks like we're good. We'll keep an eye on those pirates though. If we had a scanner, we'd actually be able to see... Like, we haven't explored that wreck, so I can't see inside, whereas this one is like completely stripped, so we can see what's happening over there. Yeah, Jed's in a little bit of a vulnerable state at the moment, but because we haven't explored that, it's probably still got nasty things in it, and the pirates will be getting beaten up by the nasty things. I don't know why the pirates didn't come and try and attack the station. I said they just went for that. Anyway, we need to build a bit of exterior hull there, because technically this needs to be in a pressurized environment. Or an indoors environment, rather. I haven't actually got like an oxygen generator or anything over there, so... but if it's outside, it's too cold. But if you put it in a normal environment with people, it makes it way too hot. Yeah, build more PDS. Right, so what's Jen doing at the moment? Jen, you're doing research. I actually need you to do other things right now. That you can draft people and like say, I want you to build this thing, and they'll do that as the priority. And you can also set priorities for I have forgotten where it is. So oh, there it is. Point defense turret. Now there's a lot of these things where apparently we could put a hyperdrive on our asteroid. No, that's not right. Surely. No, okay, it's not. Can only be built on a spaceship. So you'd think that would be an unavailable option entirely, but no. So this is the normal point defense turret, which like sits on top of your base hull. But there's a new type, which is what you see there. So what we do is maybe build one on the other side of the station, just so we have better coverage overall. Maybe there, and then power. Now that, yeah, there we go. So we need to actually build a power conduit to it as well. Right, do we have all the resources? I'm not entirely sure. So what's going to happen is I got as far as researching the basic robotics. So I have these little Roombas here that ferry resources around, so they're just going to trundle around and take the things to where they need to be built. And we might actually not have enough, because it's showing there on the top. It's at 2 tech blocks and 2 energy blocks, which we will have eventually, because what you do, you know, is you oh, there we go, we've got a friendly ship. Is that a friendly ship? Oh, they've got damage though. Interesting. Yeah, we've got a friendly ship that's just popped in, but they also don't actually have any weapons. Yeah, those are the guys that wanted, they said they were going to come in and need, yeah. So yeah, you get scrap, and then you put scrap in the processor, the recycler. I think I said all this already. And that turns scrap into things like tech blocks, hull blocks. Right, so we are Yeah, we just don't have a total amount yet enough. So let's click on missions. So retrieve items of interest. Okay. Oh, communication. Okay, we actually need Jen to go back to the ops console. So we can't do that. We can give medical assistance, and we can just ask for straight cash, or we can ask for a variety of other things. We'll go for the infra block and the tech blocks, actually, so we'll accept that. Sometimes they will also say, can you give us... they'll phone you up and they'll say, can you give us 2 things of, you know, two hull blocks, and we'll give you some money. Right, Jen, where are you? Jen, go do the thing. Jen, the phone's ringing. Jen. Okay, yes, they want 3 steel plates, and that's like a really good amount for 3 steel plates. Plus it gives you extra relationships, so absolutely, we will do that. So that's not even really a kind gesture. I built a separate shuttle dock all the way out here just so I could immediately go into a pressurized thing, but apparently they don't want to. Now I have set various areas. One of the things you can do here is you can actually set area permissions. So for instance, I've got these strips here set as visitor areas. I don't know why I set that as a visitor area. I don't think I actually needed to. I thought when the ore processing thing, like when I set that up, they would be like, oh yeah, they want to come and like physically use my ore processor to process their own ore. No, they want you to sell them the processed stuff, basically. But like, yeah, so you can set like refugee areas and slave areas and prisoner areas and crew only areas. So yeah, there's some various bits of things there. Right, that. Okay, we need someone with medical skill. You're just okay on the bed. I think we have sufficient medical supplies. Where's the medical cabinet? Medical cabinet, there we go. So we can actually see the inventory of the medical cabinet. And I think all of these have got IVs in. So these, the medical beds have their own separate inventories. Open to activate. Okay, we've also got a trade going on. This pirate shot's just kind of hanging there. I can't do anything about it. We're going to have to wait, I think, for people to get back before the oh, we're going to need more power soon. We're going to need another solar panel or something. At the moment, we're just working on a very basic power generator, which uses energium crystals, of which we only have a couple left, actually, so we could probably do with trading for some. They don't have any. They do have food, though. We do need food. So you get, like, ready meals, space food, which is, like, kind of bland. They prefer stuff out of the auto chef, but you need 4 different kinds of ingredients, and they're not especially cheap. So this is why I want to get growing my own stuff eventually. What else do you have? They do have some of the blocks that I did. Was it like energy and tech blocks? We could get a pair of energy blocks, but that's going to really bump the price up. You can only trade a certain amount of stuff at a time as well. Right, that would be most of my existing credits, so I don't... What have we got that we can trade? We can give them some cheap stuff like a little bit of carbon. Actually, maybe not that much carbon. We'll give them some soft blocks. Hull blocks we'll keep. energy cells we need for the bots, and we want to hold on to that rifle. Okay, so we're spending 1100 credits and we're getting a bit more food. That's fine. At the moment my food is really stretching out because I only have one crew member on board. But once the rest of the crew gets back, that obviously is going to look a little less rosy. We've also got some energy storage as well, so if we start to have problems with that, we've at least got a bit of a buffer. But yeah, ideally we want to build... so we would need an energy block for that, so again that's something we would... If I just park them next to each other, do we need to connect them? Probably not. So what are you... Oh yeah, you're trading, that's fine. Okay, so this is all just like there's long periods in this game where you just like set it to fast forward because there's not necessarily that much you can do right at that moment. I would like Jen to go... I'm pretty sure there is a way of... Like, you can set individual crew priorities. Where are we? So everybody's got their own skills. So Jen doesn't have enough... She's only got 2 medical skills, but their skills can improve over time. And as you can see, there's different caps for different skills. You can actually build a special type of computer that will train people. But no, I'm trying to find... There's a scheduler thing somewhere. And I can't remember where it is now. And you can set certain people to do certain things at certain times a day, which is useful when you've got more crew. So you can make sure there's always somebody on the ops station, for example, or on the defense console, or there's always a certain number of people out patrolling in fighters. So there's a lot to this. We did pick up... Like, this is about the only... there's not really a story in this game. There is a bit of lore going on. So, like, the various logs you find will... Like, it's far from the only game to do it this way, but, like, you can find a bit of, like, lore about the different factions and about what's happened. We can actually look at our guests. What is wrong with you? Can we... Conditions. So you've got an open wound. Ah, you've been bitten by a crawler, which is unpleasant. They even do things like have relationships with other crew members. So they've got various mood modifiers. And over time, I think somebody with the medical skill, I think it just makes things happen a lot faster. So the fact that we've had they've been bandaged and given painkillers and they're in the med beds, I think it means they just heal a lot slower. There are things later on, like you can literally, there's a whole I don't think we even looked at the research screen yet. This is what the research screen looks like. There's a whole thing where you can research, where are we? Anatomical augmentation. So you can basically like develop cybernetic implants that you can give to crew members, and you can see like they have prerequisites, like you have to dissect people, dissect an android, and then you have a separate like thing for inserting stuff like that, and then eventually you get an advanced medical bed, which is even better than the base medical bed. So yeah, and sometimes stuff crosses boundaries, so you've got like medical and augments, then crosses over to nano wound dressings, which are a consumable item. So this is why we wanted the hamster bot, because we need 3 hamster bot rubble. Also, that is a Sam you can hear maybe in the background going meow meow. It's not having enough attention. Oh, poor Sam. So I've got a couple of things at the moment. We're researching botany, which will let us grow some basic stuff. Where is botany? Where is botany? I can't remember now. I'm not sure I quite like this vertical layout. This is not like maybe the most friendly way of doing it. There we go. So we get some basic grow beds, which require fertilizer and water, but they also require there to be sufficient CO2, and so you end up having to research a CO2 producer. Now your crew will produce CO2, but if you want like the optimal amount of CO2, you basically have a separate grow room and put one of these CO2 producers in there to make sure that there's always enough for the plants to grow as best they can. And then you've got a composter, which will I think that takes like human bio waste and turns it into, yeah, there we go. So you can take bio waste, and you can even take like crops or food items, like entire corpses, and turn them into different output resources. So bio waste, biomatter is what you get from the toilets, basically. So there's a nice little closed loop there, and you can eventually turn that into fertilizer. I think you can also make fertilizer with it's one of the industrial processes. It's like a chemical refinery or something. It's like one of the things you can, yeah, basically. Is it the chemical refinery? Maybe. Which can produce various things. Yeah, so that can produce fertilizer from just chemicals. So you've got all these different recipes for different things that you can make. So eventually you can have basically a whole little industrial setup going on to make whatever you need. Right, anyway, I've now got a cat on my lap, which is excellent timing because I was about to get up and get myself something to drink. Micro breach, where is there a micro breach? It was probably fixed while I was looking at the screen. You can really zoom in, by the way. Get up close and personal with the pixels. I do like this style. Eventually we'll have a less cramped room. My vague idea is that I'm going to, well, at some point we're going to mine this chunk out here, which we had to get an ore processor in order to be able to mine stuff out there. But to have like a guest wing over on this side, essentially, if I click edit and build hull, so we've got a whole lot of space out here. You can, like, you don't have to build only on the asteroid itself. You can overhang, as you can see. So like having a whole guest wing, so just have some separate berths that are purely visitor berths, and like a dining area, and like that will have its own like auto chef, and like you get a little microbrewery thing you can build at some point as well, and then a little separate like entertainment / lounge area. So at the moment it's all a bit very basic, but you know, there's room to expand, room to grow. I swear there was or is a way, and I don't know, I can't remember, like, is it in the game settings? A way to make it auto fast forward during sleep cycles, when everybody is asleep. Because it'll default back to 1 speed at the point where everyone gets up. But for some reason it doesn't do that, and I swear it used to, or am I just totally misremembering? I don't know. Ship is requesting assistance. Okay, that's just another mission, away missions popped up that we could potentially get. Oh no, apparently I'm wrong. It only went back when I clicked it. Anyway, yeah, Jen's just intent on researching at the moment. Oh, there we go. Craft returned from away mission. Where is everybody? Kamala's not feeling so hot. So they're going to come up and dock somewhere. I've got 2 potential docks. Got the landing pad and then the shuttle dock itself. Excellent! Right, new research. Okay, no, we've already got that all queued up. That's fine. So we can actually now build a little greenhouse room, essentially. It'll be pretty basic. And that will allow me to be a lot less reliant on... because at the moment I'm having to basically keep an eye on what is in the inventory. And you can set it so that it will accept monster meat and human meat. People might not be very happy about being cannibals, but yeah, like it defaults to certain amounts so that it, like from these top 4 anyway, it produces essentially balanced meals. But if you don't have enough of a certain thing, it'll automatically compensate by adding more of other ingredients. So yeah, that is everybody back. Brianna, I guess, has got the medical skill. I guess she's got med skill of 5, so she's actually able to go in there, do what's needed to be done for those 2 patients, who will presumably now heal a lot quicker. Right, so where do we want to build? Do I want it connected? I might expand the med bay a little bit at some point, so let's build out that corridor a little bit and maybe have... like, you leave the rest of that, so we could fit like another couple of med bays in there if need be. So we can, much like something like Prison Architect, for instance, it has got this sketch ability. So maybe like a 10 by 2, which we will not fill up to begin with. Yeah, let's do that. So that's a fairly large extra chunk. We can also tell them to mine out that little node there because we haven't done that already. That's fine. We've also got various repair tasks that need doing. And this also means we can now do things like explore that derelict, which is quite useful, but we'll need to wait. That's slowly drifting off screen. Yeah, we'll need to wait until it's fairly, like everyone's fairly low energy, so we'll wait till the next day basically before we go poking around one of these wrecks. We can maybe designate some mining to go on though in the meantime. Oh, there's actually a drone wreckage there as well. So that's one of the mining pods, I think. No, that's a construction pod. So yeah, you get construction pods and that's the miner pod. So they look a little bit different. Not at all inspired by 2001: A Space Odyssey, of course. Yeah, this game has it's definitely been made by a sci-fi nerd, which is kind of, you know, maybe not surprising for a game where you build spaceships, fleets of spaceships even, if you want. So yeah, they're going to go around repairing stuff. The ore processor is just not working at the moment because it needs to be in range of this capacitor here, which cannot operate because it's too cold because there's a jakey great big hole in the wall. So we need them to rebuild the wall. Although it's kind of useful when you have stuff like this that like breaks a lot, because it's a good way for them to increase their repair skills. Okay, that blueprint's turned green, so we have enough of everything there. That blueprint's still red. We actually need one of them to get into the constructor before they can rebuild the walls. Right, so that... There we go. That's all... that's heating up the... Okay, the scrubber's broken, but that doesn't matter. If you don't have the scrubber there, it occasionally will... like if there's too much smoke, basically, scrubbers get rid of smoke. Because there can be fires. Fires be bad. Right, okay, we are actually now into our... I've just noticed that's red, yeah. So this extra panel coming online should help. You could try and rely solely on solar panels, but I think it would take up a lot of acreage. At least these asteroid ones would. You can have ones that have a smaller footprint that like sprout out of the top of your base, so they are still taking up a footprint. But yeah, eventually we'll want a better power generator, because at the moment we're just running off the raw minerals, whereas eventually you get ones that you basically build fuel refineries, and you then get refined fuel that is a lot more efficient to use. So that still needs to be fixed. I'll just run everyone on fast forward. Right, we've got incoming pair of ships. They want brewery, we don't have that, and that one is just a ship coming in, so that's fine. It's just a rando ship. Right, so that's our greenhouse section being built. Which we don't need to build any actual windows, but missions. What mission have you got? Retrieve items of interest. We could actually do that now. That mission's popped up again. Infinity's Edge, that derelict there. They want 2 tech blocks. We'll take the energy cells, because at the moment I don't have a way of doing energy cells myself. So that does I think we've got like we've got 24 hours, so we'll wait overnight and have people do it in the morning, because everyone's really low energy at the moment. It also looks like our patients are just about done. So yeah, everyone's I'm not too sure what the eating schedule is, because sometimes they seem to eat in the morning, sometimes they eat... Uh-oh! Did we just take a meteorite hit? Yeah, so... Hole, micro breach, we're going to have to fix that. They put the fire out really quickly. You can see the O2 warning there, the O2 is leaking out, so if we go there, we'll see. Oxygen levels... low. Right, so excellent. Okay, completed the medical mission. They're gonna hop on their shuttle and go home. So that's fine. We fixed that. You can also like see the CO2 overlay and like water vapor, smoke. You can see vent status. You can see if any areas might be blocked, which at the moment that's under construction, so it is blocked. Nobody can get in there. Like what jobs are available. They used to have to spend a fair amount of time. You can see, yeah, nobody's particularly comfortable right now. The bedrooms are a little bit comfortable. This area here, I think it's too close. Oh no, that's in terms of sleep comfort. Is that all comfort means? Interesting. Okay. The bedroom areas are a little bit comfortable, at least. I would have thought that would have counted a bit towards crew comfort, but... oh, there we go, leisure time. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Work comfort. So leisure time comfort, yeah, that's the hot spot, and then bedtime comfort. So yeah, temperature, yeah. So everyone needs, you know, like if it's too cold or if it's too hot or there's not enough oxygen or if there's smoke or yeah, your crew tend to not be very happy about that. They can run to an airlock to put on a spacesuit. Well, we've also got an internal suit locker as well. And if they're going into an area which you know is going to be hot all the time, but is like linked via, like it's actually a physically like linked by a corridor or whatever, there is the spacesuit door, which is like an internal door, but allows them to put on a spacesuit if they need to when they're going into an area that might be too hot or, you know, cold or filled with smoke or whatever. It's quite useful sometimes separating off your hot industrial areas with one of those, and so they, you know, they can automatically go into a suit to go in there, rather than, like at the moment, it's all just one big area. So if it gets too hot from the recycler operating, for instance, sometimes they have to go and run back to get a suit on. Right, so what have you got? I could really do with some energium, but I don't have that. Yeah, I don't really have anything. I don't really. There's nothing I need from you guys. So I could just. I'll give them some random chunks of ice. We have a lot of water at the moment. So I've got a processor that turns ice into water, but we've, like I said, got lots of that. We have a little bit of biomatter, which we'll actually start saving. Yeah, I guess we'll just give them that. It's not a lot of credits, but it's a bit of extra credits. And as you can see there, we actually got paid quite handsomely for giving those guys, letting those guys use our medical beds. Sometimes they actually go and your crew will go and sleep on the medical beds if they're feeling a bit beat up. So Kamala has a burn wound, yeah. That's why she'll be. So some things will heal by themselves, but like a burn wound needs a med bed to heal. Oh, reward, that's... Oh, yeah, okay, waiting for shuttles to transport items, that's fine, that's bringing me my stuff. I think the reason why it's showing red... Like, this is not running at full whack right now. And it does itself act as a bit of a storage battery, but we just don't have a lot of energium left. So we really need somebody to have energium. We know they don't because they've been in the system for a while. They haven't had a chance to go and get more stuff. So this ship coming in from the Android Collective, hopefully they have some energium to sell us. You will eventually process some. Like you basically shove raw ore into a processor. You've got like common ore and exotic ores. And I think only the exotic ores give you energium. Yeah, so you need the exotic ores. So you can slowly produce it yourself, but it takes a while. So this is why space mining is important. So we have queued those things up. I do like watching the little robots trundle around in the middle of the night. And yeah, we can't really do much there. We would need more crew with better combat experience, better weapons, armor. All of which you can eventually get. Like you can like manufacture body armor and like rifles and what have you. Okay, they should be... Okay, 10 hours. They're going to appear at some point today. Once the crew's had their breakfast, we'll get the posse together and go board that derelict and hope it's not nasty space robots. The sixth crew member that I originally started with. Right, let's draft you all. Get you all going there. Tomorrow's going out to... Where's my shuttle off to? Oh, it's trading, that's why. Yeah, the shuttle can actually autonomously fly around with stuff. So you can have the bots like shuttle stuff back and forth, and like the shuttle that will then just go and drop it off. Which is quite handy because, yeah, I got the Logibots early for a reason. A lot of crew time can get taken up by them having to walk around and pick stuff up and put stuff away. So if you get a couple of Roombas to do it for you, it's tremendously helpful. Right, come on, shuttle. Right, let's get everyone in there. It is a little bit silly that it needs like an airlock. Like this is just repurposed from the normal one. So the fact they need to go through an airlock when they're already in a spacesuit is a little bit silly, but what do I know? Right, shuttle. Let's click on you and... Did I... Oh, no, I misclicked. There we go. Let's go see what's on this wreck. We know some pirates were on here previously and died, so we know there's something hostile there. But they may have already done some damage to whatever was there, so... Okay, no immediate signs. Normally if there's like blood splattered all over the walls, it's a sign that it was aliens rather than robots. Though we do see some blood splattered there, so we might find a dead pirate or two. No? Oh, there, the green goop. So it's aliens. So what was it? They wanted some blocks. Yeah, it's the aliens. So everyone stand still. I think, I will say one of the major areas that could stand to be improved of the game overall is like the general sound design, the soundscape is... no. I wanted to actually see what's on the ground there. What is that? Some stun pistols. Those are small enough they can literally just pick them up and put in their pocket. Nothing there. Sometimes this, when you see like vents and stuff, like they will search because there might be stuff there. Right, there's a human corpse. Another stun pistol. Check this room and then check that section there. I think the aliens might have killed one or two. I mean, the pirates might have killed one or two of the aliens. Oh, chronic wound, that's not good. That'll need treating when they get back. Eventually, if you get like enough crew... Okay, oh, let's pull them back, They know we're here. Get everyone set. And there we go. Form a firing squad, so when they come through the door, they just get blasted. Rather than being in close confines. Oh, weapon jams. That's a thing that can happen, which you don't want to happen. Oh yeah, we needed to get her to fix her gun, didn't we? Right, that's just a regular... Right, undraft all. And then we can... So this is what I was talking about, the transfer window. This is how you would normally do it, or I would normally do it, rather than using the shuttle inventory. So basically I can go select all and say, yes, I want everything, but I don't want the human meat. We're going to leave that there. We'll take the bodies because we can dissect them for research. And then we have the salvage window. Right, so the actual, what was it, the tech blocks they wanted? So we don't get to keep those. They'll get transferred to the Aphelion. So they're now going to just automatically do stuff. Tomorrow, meanwhile, has been doing some space mining, which is kind of neat because they just automatically drop it off on the top of the ore refiner, and it just sits there and crunches away.
So be it.
Hey, Isham.
Jedi.
I don't know what sorcery this is. It's some kind of sorcery. Right, we'll have to rebuild that wall because that happens when you expand areas to existing adjacent walls. You have to rebuild them as internal walls. What's broken? I think it's that heater there. You do end up needing more heaters than you think because, to be honest, like most of the time one is fine, but then if it breaks, things can get very cold very quickly. Which I've remembered the hard way. I probably knew that from building my ship, but yeah. I kind of forgot. So, one fun thing about... So there we go, we're actually stripping the hull away with one of the constructor bots, the builder bots. You will sometimes see, if everyone else is asleep, your bots, even the little Roombas, like if there's been stuff that's just left sat on the ground, like for instance this energy cell, the Roombas will go, oh hey, that's a thing I can grab, and it will summon the shuttle, and it will trundle over there on the shuttle and actually grab the stuff, bring it back to the shuttle, and then it brings it over. And later on, I don't know if we actually can build them yet. I think we have to research them. Yeah, we haven't researched them yet. We probably should put that in the research queue, actually. It's very useful. There are more expensive robots, salvage robots, and they can also move stuff around. They can also act as logi robots, but they're more expensive to run, and they're more expensive to build. But it's also useful to have one on hand because it can also do the disassembly functions that your crew can do. So we'll definitely build a salvage robot at some point, but I think that'll be better when we have some more industry going, because I think they consume energy cells much quicker, and we can only buy energy cells at the moment. And they're not that common, so I don't think either of these ships has energy cells, for example. There's various things that need energy rods, but yeah, energy rods are what is used by the advanced thingamies, doohickeys, those energy doodads. So energy cells and energy rods, different things, even though they sound very similar. So they're all busy stripping. We can actually watch them stripping all the stuff away. We're centered on this at the moment, so it looks like everything else is moving. But if you go and look over here, it looks like that's moving. So that's kind of... It's not the smoothest way of animating it, I suppose, but... oh, schematics info. Yeah, sometimes you get little bonus bits of research from disassembling things. That's that basically drifting out of the system. But it sort of does it like a, I don't know, like a clock hand ticking around rather than a smooth motion. Right, so you Sometimes they pop in immediately with missions, but tend to not. You do not have energy. Oh, you do have Energium. Excellent. Right, yes, we need Energium. Give us your Energium. Right, we'll buy a half dozen of those. And what can I sell you? What would you like? We have a little bit of hull scrap. I don't know if we can really... Imagine we've got a lot of credits. Well, I say a lot of credits. It's not that many credits. But we are sort of generating credits through being able to sell stuff to people on or offer people services on a more automatic basis. So, and then the Flying Weasel. What do you have? Sometimes ships have different things on discount, which can be useful. So you can like buy a bunch of stuff if it's especially cheap and then sell it to some other ship where it's especially in demand. So like the Hyperion, for example, they would pay over the odds for. But I don't think... Although we might want an energy block or two. Maybe. Or I could just be patient. Wait for my recyclers to produce some energy blocks. So there we go. We've got our little Roombas doing their little Roomba things. Can we rename them? Like, you can definitely rename the ship, so you might have noticed it's called Port Samuel. So you can actually, like, custom name things. I think we can custom name the bots. Yeah, we can. So we can call this the Isham Bot 5000. There we go. And then... this one can be... This can be the Lati bot. Or is it HTI? I don't know. The Lati bot 9000. Have I spelt that right? I have no idea. It's Finnish. I don't think even the Finns know if they're spelling it right. I think they just make it up as they go along. The other game I mentioned right at the start, Stardeus, also lets you like make various robots for things. Up to and including essentially lobotomizing the human crew and turning them into like I'm trying to think sci-fi that's had like lobotomized like robot people. Doctor Who definitely has. It's something the Cybermen can do. Or is it the Daleks? I think the Daleks do it actually. Yeah, no, it's the Daleks. And I'm trying to think what else. Well, we can now say Fallout, actually. Fallout TV show, that's a very recent example. I don't want to say more than that in case people haven't seen it yet or gotten that far with it, but that was quite a fun thing they introduced in the second season. Right, we don't have any... We have this wreck that we haven't looked at, but that's almost drifted out. That's kind of... Yeah. Like, in theory, it's still within range and I could send people over, but I wouldn't actually be able to see what they could... Like, in terms of combat, that would be absolutely terrible. I wouldn't be able to direct them at all. If you've got something you've already explored that's drifting out and you just have them, like, salvaging, it's fine because they just do that autonomously. But if you need to actually direct them and see what you're doing to direct them, yeah, it's not so good. Right, yeah, I think this is going all right. We are nearly done with that section. We're towards the end of the working day, so everyone's kind of doing last odds and ends jobs. Yep, okay, and that's another 3 energy cells. Also some hyperfuel, which we'll be able to probably sell to somebody for... well, once it's transferred, it has to be physically transferred. There we go, that's a second PDS tower, so we're a bit better defended now. And we're now back up to... I think it doesn't tell you exactly how much you're generating from your solar panels, which would be nice if it did. But I'm assuming it's offsetting the utilization of the power generator, essentially. I don't know if generating enough from solar panels would be even technically possible. Anyway, everyone's, yeah, so let's have a little bit of a relax in the evening. Maybe have food. They didn't have what they wanted from me in terms of ores. I wonder if I need to build a second ore processor. Would that help? Would that speed things up? I might have enough resources to like extend this out and just build a second ore processor in that area. Once this is built, we'll maybe do that. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Anyway, I'm in a slightly more... I have bad news, Isham. Sadly, you don't get to do that. I will tell you a game where you can basically take your... essentially your cleaning robots and stick a gun on them. And it's a bit more of an FTL-like game. It's called... what was it? Earth? Something? Return to... No, this is... I have too many games in my Steam library. Oh my god, I should have a separate space games section. Long Dark, Long Drive. No, it's not that. Oh my god, I should be able to remember this. I did a video on it ages back. Ages and ages, and I can't remember what it's called now. No, I've got this. I know. It's a fun game. It's basically a twist on FTL. And it sadly didn't get nearly as much coverage as FTL. But I think some channels still did cover it back when it came out. And it took the FTL formula in a slightly interesting direction. But it added some kind of meta progression elements to it. And there was a bunch of other stuff going on as well. Oh, this is going to bug the heck out of me. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice this coming up. Right, so, yeah, sometimes you get this particular group will send you a message and say, can you offer us stuff? So, yes, we have medical. And we technically have entertainment. So we'll say yes to 2 of those. Okay, that's another away mission. I don't think I'm going to do another away mission for a while, just because it seems a bit perilous, to be honest. I really wish I could remember what this game is called. Oh, this is bugging me now. Oh, this is bugging me so much. Starbound? No, that's not it. Star Traders? No. Starfield? No, I don't think it's that. Oh, apparently I do actually have Space Base. I didn't even notice that. I've got Space Base in my my Steam library from like through the Steam Family Library feature. I might actually have to try that at some point just for comparison's sake. Oh my goodness, what is it called? This is just, it's got to the point where it's literally, it's bugging me. It's bugging me. No, that's no use. That's no help. Steam, you're useless to me. I was trying to search through the Steam store, see if I could search for FTL likes, but that's apparently not a thing it likes. Let's try an actual search engine. Well, that's true. Void War. Void War. It's pointed out Void War is also quite similar to FTL. There we go. Oh, I typed that in. Why didn't I type that in? Game, I typed that in. Okay, it's just my. Anyway, Shortest Trip to Earth. The game is called Shortest Trip to Earth, and it lets you weaponize Roombas. Mainly for defensive purposes. But yeah, if you like FTL, when did this come out? 2019. If you liked FTL, you might well like that. It's like if you've played FTL, you will immediately recognise the gameplay. But unlike FTL, it's a little bit more like you get to visit various points within the system. It's almost like the Starship portion of this, where you have the system come up and you can like go and visit different planets within the system, or visit different wrecks or asteroid fields or whatever. So yeah, there's another fun game, and I did cover that on the channel like a while back, so I definitely have done a video on it at some point. But yeah, I remember discovering weaponized Roombas and thinking that was quite funny. I did quite enjoy that. Right, how are we doing with the salvage going on? They always do the infra scrap at last, which is things like doors and heaters and vents and things like that. Which can be, like, there have been points where it's been kind of annoying that they've done it last, because when you're playing this in spaceship mode, you can take as long as you like to strip a wreck. Barring, you know, like food and energy generation and stuff like that. But of course, there is now a time limit because these things are going to drift away eventually. And it's really annoying when you get like 4 wrecks turning up at once and you have only a limited amount of time, so you have to be a bit more picky and choosy sometimes. And sometimes, you know, like this wreck over here, because most of the crew was away, I didn't even get a chance to look at that one. So there could have been good stuff on there. I'll never know. So this is actually dynamic. This changes as you go along. So hull scrap's now down to low, and it'll go to none once they've finished hauling everything away. And the only like free object left is the human meat. Just a chunk of corpse, not even a whole corpse, just a chunk of corpse. So that's still going on. All right, I'm actually going to. You can watch them wandering around. I think we've got the sound. Background game settings. Well, I should turn it up a bit. There just isn't a lot of sound effects overall. Interface will actually leave it like 55, that's fine. Like, the recycler makes a noise when it's running, and if there's a fire, you get a bit of a noise, and if they're firing their guns, there's a bit of a noise. And it's sort of thematic, I guess, if they're out in the vacuum and there's no noises. But it would be cool if you could, like... oh man, you're okay. So there are footstep noises. We have to be really zoomed in. I don't know. It'd be nice if there was a bit more of a... Well, there's a very slight background hum you get, but like hisses and clanking and... I don't know. There is in-game music, it's just I have that turned off because this is one of those games where I've tended to play with like a YouTube or a film on the other monitor, because you do get long periods where there's not that much happening. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get myself some water because my throat's getting a bit scratchy. Right, Sam has of course decided that as it is midnight, now is a good time to start demanding to go outside. Yes, that's perfectly logical, Samuel. I agree. Very, very logical. I will say, I mean, this is fun as an alternative to the ship mode, but it's also maybe a bit more passive, dare I say. Like, it's got a different rhythm to it because you're waiting for stuff to come to you, and yes, you can do the away missions, but in terms of like resources, visitors, Rex, you know, you're waiting for stuff to come to you rather than actively going to it. But I do appreciate that with the away missions, they've tried to give something that you go out and do actively. That's sort of a counterpoint to the missions that you can accept when you're flying around in your ship. You even get the option, like you can just start over. I don't think we have... Oh yeah, no, we do. So you can actually just like stick your crew in a shuttle and load up sufficient resources and just go and start over if you want to somewhere else in the same system. Which I'm not sure why you would, but it's a thing you can do. I guess if you want to like start over but with more advanced resources. Hello, Sam. Are you being a butthead? Because I won't let you go out. Because it's after midnight, and that's ridiculous. Are you being a butthead? No, he's never a butthead. He's always lovely. It's lies. He's always lovely. Never ever a butthead. Right. Oh, right. I didn't even notice. I've been too busy blathering about cats. Right. So let's actually pause this. So we have different sizes of grow bed. These ones are the cheapest, but you might as well build the double grow bed because it's only one more. But the most resource efficient, I suppose, is... Oh, well, actually, no, that's... Oh, no, that is the most resource efficient. Okay, so you've got 5 beds for 5 infra blocks, whereas that's 2 infra blocks for 1 bed, 3 infra blocks for 2 beds. So this is like the most resource efficient, but it also takes up the most room. So this is why we built a fairly big room. So there has to be a walkway around. But the pathways can overlap, so you can do it that way. Actually, we'll change it so that they are... So we can actually have 4 big grow beds, and they will basically like 1 of each for the different foodstuffs. And once we have the CO2 things, like the water reclamator as well, we'll put a water reclamator in there. We could put another oxygen generator in there because at the moment, or we could actually move an existing oxygen generator because at the moment they're both in this space here. So we might actually move that, which is a handy thing. You get a full refund of resources when you disassemble or move things. But we could also put some of those 3 tile grow beds against this wall as well. So we'll also, just to compartmentalise a bit, because you do have to think about these things, we'll build a bit of wall. We'll build a door there. We're also going to want... It would be nice if you could build sprinkler systems. We're going to want some wall regulators in here. And we're going to want lighting so people can actually... It's in furniture, isn't it? So people can actually see what they're doing. Or maybe like a in-floor light in the middle. Maybe one there as well. Right, that all seems fine and good and dandy. And I might even build, just why not, build an outside window. So that's all essentially queued up, and stuff immediately, like if you've got everything you need on hand, stuff turns green. And then it's red if it can't be done immediately, because there isn't enough resources. So that's fine. We're sort of building our greenhouse area wholesale. That will actually allow me then to start offering food services, because I will be able to, like at the moment I am so dependent on traders for food coming through. And once we can grow our own, we can actually start selling it essentially. So yeah, like I said, the plan is just going to be this area here will be like the guest quarters, the guest block. And it kind of like, this is in a way a natural extension of the existing gameplay. Which is, it's quite nice that you can do this, because you could go around and find existing stations in your starship, and some of them specialize in certain services. So you can like pay to have your crew go and get healed up on a medical station, or relax and have a meal at a you know, like a services station. I don't think I ever found one that offered repairs though. The fact that you can specialise in making a repairs station is a new thing in this mode. Right, so I can fast forward that a bit. Hopefully we get a new derelict coming in soon. I think we've just about stripped this one. So we've still got the infrastructure scrap to get, which we'll then be able to process into the infrastructure blocks, which is what we need for, like, we need like 20 infrastructure blocks just for those grow beds. Right, hello new ship, what do you have to offer? You will buy hyperfuel at a good price. Or you will sell hyperfuel at an inflated price, but it doesn't actually necessarily mean you'll buy it. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they'll sell stuff at a higher price but won't buy it, which is annoying. Because, you know, clearly it's a... Well, I say clearly it's a thing that's in demand for them, but maybe they've decided to be jerks and charge you extra. Do we need any... Like, if we got any spare IV fluid, we might actually buy some IV fluid. And maybe some medical supplies, because they're not very expensive. I could buy some infra blocks to speed things up. Yeah, let's do that. There is an element of dynamic pricing as well, because like the first one's 169, but if you buy all of them, it goes up, so it's then 186. So yeah, if you sell a bunch of stuff at once, like selling a couple of items for a lot is always going to be more efficient to like multiple different ships rather than selling a lot of stuff to an individual ship. And a lot of ships will have hard limits on how much of certain things they will buy anyway. So anyway, let's accept that. We'll get some infra blocks inbound. Sadly, just trading doesn't increase your reputation with people. You think if you were a good trade partner, that might slowly tick up your reputation over time, but it does not. We will go and have naps sometimes, but also it is towards the end of the day. Some of these people just have more energy, apparently. It'd be kind of neat if you could, like, build a coffee machine or something, and they would get more energy from that. but literally the only beverage you are able to give them, aside from water, is, I think it's literally described as weak beer. It's somewhere in botany. Grains and hops? No? Oh, there we go. Alcoholic beverage machine. Yeah, literally the only kind of beverage. No fruit juices or anything like that. Like, you can grow fruit and veg. You could presumably take your fruit and turn it into fruit juice. Maybe they'll add that at some point. I don't know. I think this is one of those games where it's like either a solo dev or a very small number of devs working on it. I mean, this is absolutely an indie game. Fruit juice, do you mean? I mean, you know, you can make beer. You can make a beer machine. Why not make a wine machine? Yeah, so this is... Oh, well, Larty, here's a thing for you. Bug Bite Software, who makes this. I'm just looking at a Steam page now. Bug Bite is an independent game studio based in Turku, Finland. And there are 3 people working there. So this is literally 3 people. And they've only put a couple of games out, and this is the only one I've played. So one of them's called Battle Void Harbinger, which is kind of top-down pew-pew combat game. And there's Battle Void Sector Siege. So that seems like more of the same. So this is a little bit different. And honestly, it's rather good. It's one of those games where I just sometimes, like, I get into it, and then before you know it, like, I've racked up another 40 hours of game time. Kind of thing. It's just one of those games where occasionally you get into it and then you just get into it really deeply. Okay, I don't know why the shuttle's docking there for... Is it dropping goods off? I don't know. Or is it dropping off salvages? Might be dropping off salvages. I have set that stuff to be mined, haven't I? It's just they haven't got round to it, I guess. There's only a little bit of loose ore there as well. Okay. He's meowing from behind me now. He's on his little cat perch, staring daggers into the back of my head, as one does. Oh, the water collector. I was going to move the water collector as well. That's fine. Makes more sense to have the water collector in this room. It's so funny when they like meow and yawn at the same time. Completely ridiculous, but funny. Oh yeah, I mentioned this earlier. So, this is a problem. I had redundant radiators, and 2 of them have broken. So this is why we suddenly have frosty-looking floors. And if we actually look at the temperature gauge, a somewhat chilly -18. So that's a bit of an issue. I don't know if I can even make them fix that before they go to bed. I think they'll just sleep in the cold rather than fix that. Because you can take control of them and make them build stuff, but you can't, like, if I draft and say, hey, fix that thing, you can't. It changes to the attack icon. You can make them shoot at it with their gun. That's not going to fix it. That's going to make it more broken. So that would be a nice thing, as if you could draft people and set them to do repair jobs as well as building jobs. Anyway, everyone's having a nice nap, and it's very cold, at least in this section of the base. Right, they literally got too cold to sleep in there. You could just fix the thing, you know, it would take 5 minutes. Oh. Would literally rather sleep on the floor than fix the radiator. It's fine. Probably won't have slept very well as a result. Right. There we go. That radiator's being fixed. That one's been fixed. Also got a bunch of the stuff being brought through. That's fine. I think we have to set up another ore processor as well. So let's extend the ore hall. Just another 5. Oh wait, no, it'll have to be. We'll have to build it out sideways, won't we? Yes, because it needs space at the front. So. Oh, actually, no, that would be fine. That would be fine. So we build it out 6. So they can be back to back, and it just means the other bit's down this end. Okay, that's fine. So we'll extend it out that way a bit. That's not caught up yet with not being cold, because it's on the edge of this volume here, which isn't heated yet. So that one there, yeah, okay, so the infra block's sat there, so that one there can be built, so we'll actually put that down as a high construction priority, so that gets the next free infra block available. We do have a bunch of incoming ships. I wonder if these are the, okay, Merchant Federation, Haven Federation. Are those the Pathfinder guys? Maybe. So those ones are coming in really soon, and then those are coming in several days. Okay. We do have some mining going on. Good. Hull block supply. Oh, that's not great. Because you need hull blocks for, like, if you get micro, like a meteorite hit. Right, let's cancel that building for now then. We might need to buy some hull blocks. I don't know if we... yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, okay, we have no hull blocks left. But we don't have really any blocks apart from some soft blocks which you need for furniture. So once we get the advanced assembler, we can actually make these from raw materials, but at the moment, like, recycling and buying them is my only method of getting them. He's really giving me the... I don't know if it's the evil eye or the piteous eye. The evil piteous eye. He's glaring at me, but he's also doing his best to convey that he's just a poor little pussycat. And that I should do what he wants me to do because I pity him so much. Because he's just a poor little pussycat. Oh. Isn't that true, Samuel? You're just a poor little pussycat. Right, so that heater should be bringing things up to temperature. 5 degrees C, 1 degree. There we go. Stardust, the other game I mentioned a fair bit, I have mentioned a fair bit during this stream. That requires you to do a lot more in terms of like wiring things up. Whereas this, it's only the heavy users of electricity that require you to put down these distribution nodes, which you can shift around a bit, so you don't have to put them like slap bang in the middle of where you need them to be, and you can also shrink their range if... I don't know why you would, but you can. So it took me a while to discover that feature. So at the moment, for instance, if I put that there, put another ore processor there, it would be outside the range. And previously I would have gone, oh no, I need to build another one of these nodes, but now I know I can just shift the coverage area, which is quite useful. Right, so this... Right, we can't grow artificial meat yet, but eventually we will be able to. But we can grow all the other things, so we can. We'll set this one as growing fruit, and for this we need water and fertilizer. So and we'll actually generate biomatter out of these as well eventually. So fertilizer is another thing we're going to have to start buying because we can't produce it yet. But did I put? We can actually. This poor cat. Oh, this poor cat. See, some of these things we have research points in, even though we haven't actually explicitly researched them because we've been disassembling things. Composter is down here, I believe. Botany, fibers, composter. So we need botany 2 before we can get composter. So we need to research botany 2 and then we need to research composter. So we'll get the metal refinery, or well, we'll finish the metal refinery and then we'll get the composter going. You have to make sure things are in the right order or they won't. They won't go. Right, the metal refinery is there. We can see we're not too far off having that. So that, as you can see, also generates a lot of heat and hazardous gases, so we might actually shove that in next to the ore processor in that area. So we can then start to produce refined materials, so we can take our carbon and base metals and create steel and noble metals and base metals, and we can create electronic components, which actually, to be honest, it's maybe not that big of a like I just kind of had that going because to get that manufacturing branch going, but at the moment, like the chemical refinery might be more maybe the energy refinery as well. We'll get advanced disassembly up there also. In fact, we'll maybe put that ahead of... Yeah, so we'll get the composter up a bit higher. Samuel? 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 Never work with cats. Although I wouldn't say I so much work with Sam as I work for Sam, I suppose. Right, salvage is almost done, just the infrastructure. But yeah, we could really do with another wreck coming in that I can go and salvage. This poor cat. This poor little cat. You would not believe the hardships he has to put up with. Right, we can... Oh, there we go. Yeah, we want to... Oh, yeah, no, you can... I haven't even showed off this feature yet. Some things you can set conditional production queues for. So, for instance, the ice refiner, I have a conditional setup where if it dips below 60 water, I will then start, like any ice I have stockpiled, we will start automatically producing that. You can also set up like by default it's continuous, but you can also, like, if you only want a limited run of something, which is more useful for later on when you've got the manufactories, like if you're making weapons, for instance, you might not want a continuous run of pistols or rifles or something. You might specifically want like a couple of each that you can sell to people or to equip your crew with. So yeah, you can say, oh, I want 5 of this and 2 of the other, and so forth. So yeah, you can also do similar things with so for the individual grow beds, we can it's either continuous, or we can say grow this if you've got less than that many in stock. But yeah, for the moment that's fine. we'll just leave it on the default continuous. There's not really a lot of need for like using a conditional for the grow beds, to be honest. At least I don't think there is. Let's just do a quick check of crew skills, actually. Do we have... you've got 3 in botany. Okay, excellent. Brianna does. Jen does. Kamala's got 4. Nathaniel's got 3. Tamara's only got 1. So at least 4 of the 5 can operate these. So that's absolutely fine. Hull block. Yes, I know I don't have a lot of hull blocks. If we have a hull breach right now, that would be very bad. But we do have now 2-point defense guns, so there's less chance of that happening. We just have to keep an eye out for the indicator coming in. It's still just that one asteroid, isn't it? Yeah. Does that mean we've got a new thing coming in? I don't know. So I think I'm not doing too badly for day 60 of this. Oh, not even day 60 yet. This is coming up to day 55. Like, we've got to a point where we have the basics. It's a pity I lost that one crew member, but the early part is really hazardous before you get to the point of being able to build medical beds, just because you have to keep sending your crew into dangerous situations, and you have like before you get the medical beds, if they get injured, you can build a medical cabinet really early, but essentially they can just go to that, put on some bandages, take some painkillers, and then they'll go and lie down in their own bed. And yeah, the crew member that died, she ended up getting to down like really low health, and she collapsed at one point and had like 3 hit points left, and I don't even know what happened, but the 3 hit points went away and she died. So she was close to death for a really long time. And if I could have got the beds going, then yeah. But also, that was before I had a stable food supply, so everyone's health was not great just from having to rely on the algae. Because the algae is not nutritious at all. If everyone is only eating algae, it does degrade their health. We'll actually be able to dismantle that soon as well, once we get stuff growing. We'll still have to buy the synth meat. But yeah, the lone gunman. See what I mean with the nerd references? Yeah. I actually, last year, I completed a watch through of almost all of the X-Files, and I say almost all because I didn't watch the more recent series. I think it's Falling on the Floor, Samuel, when you're around. That's weird. Yeah, I was not... I think I watched part of the first episode of the more recent, like the follow-up series, whatever you want to call it. Follow-up season. I was not impressed. But the original run, yeah, there were some quite fun bits. Right, we'll buy 1 Energium and we'll buy some artificial meat because we can't grow that yet. And then we'll see if we can sell them something. We could sell them a Hyperium, but I might want to start saving that so I can refine it into hyperfuel. Although having said that, very few people seem to... Maybe once if I can get... Well, I don't know if I can get enough hyperfuel going to set myself up as a refueling station is the thing. Cat! Behave! Oh, the other thing we need to be looking out for is actually fertilizer, isn't it? I did say that, fertilizer. You don't sell hull blocks either, which is maybe... That's fine. We'll just buy 1 less meat block, I guess. We'll sell them the Hyperium. We'll sell them the Hyperium, that's fine. There will be other Hyperium. I think he's just feeling very put out today. Because earlier on, when I was having... when I was about to make myself dinner, he decided, I want to sit on your lap now, and was really very obvious about it. Like, he gets on the desk, he sits in front of the monitor, he starts meowing at me, and, you know, it's very obvious when he wants to go on my lap. And normally that's fine. Normally I don't stop him going on my lap. I encourage him going on my lap. But because I was about to get up for dinner, I had to repeatedly push him off the desk, and he got a bit fed up about that. So then I've got actually a photo of me, which Lati has seen. I sent Lati it. I sat there with my plate on my lap, and Sam, like, perched next to me, giving me some real stink eye. Because not only was I sat down, but not making my lap available to him, as is his right, but the food on the plate wasn't even food that he wanted to steal from me. So he was properly like, what is this BS? Why do I have to put up with this? So it's not fair, is it, Samuel? It's not fair. You've been hard done to today. Did they build the window yet? No. That's still in the build queue, right? No? Yes? I guess it is, because we can't build a window there, so it's just not showing up as an object. Right, so we can get that second thing built. Maybe I should cancel... If I, like, cancel 2 of those 3 infra blocks will go in there, and we just need another infra block so we can get the second one built. I know, Isham, I know, it's monstrous. You know, I almost called the police on myself. It's clearly illegal to do that. So, yeah. It was funny though, it was proper, like, stink eye. I think he's just so... It was just such, like... From his perspective, such unusual behaviour from me, because normally he wants to go on my lap, and, you know, I immediately make my lap available. But in this rare instance, when I was repeatedly chucking him off the desk and saying, no, you can't go on my lap, you know, this was just unacceptable behaviour. It was just not on. It was just not right. Let's put another light there because it's a bit gloomy on that side of the door. Right, so they'll move that stuff there, but yeah, it's not enough yet. But we only need 1 more block, basically. How much scrap have we got left to go through? Industry resources? Scrap and all resources. It's not showing. I guess we just don't have any scraps gone in the machine at the moment, so we don't have any scrap left for processing. Okay. Still ore. That's still chuntering away. It would be nice if you could get like an estimate of how much stuff you're going to get out of it, but it just you shovel the ore in and it slowly builds up in terms of what it's going to output. So yeah, but yeah, well, I definitely will build another one of those at some point if I'm pretending to be an ore refining outpost. Maybe I should actually untick that at the moment, because it's just yeah, we'll disallow service. It's just causing bad rep at the moment. Entertainment. So yeah, I think we could. I think you have to have all the things. We don't have any means of serving beer at the moment. So once we get somehow I've made revenue from... Oh, I bet it's medical guests will have eaten food. And I guess they pay for it while they're there? Maybe? Not entirely sure. Like, I've never switched on the thing for providing food services, so... Right, tiny bit of hull scrap left, and then just whatever infrastructure bits are left. So it's like literally the radiators and the lights and the doors, the vents. I don't know if the internal windows count. Maybe? I don't think they do. But yeah, that's been stripped pretty bare. Although it does look a bit daft when you pop the roof on. That is one... I don't know whether to call it an oddity or not, but like just the nature of this game means that every starship you ever encounter, every base you ever encounter is always just going to be like one deck, a single laid out deck. There's no multiple decks, because that would be a bit much to manage, I think, if you're having to flip up and down the Z-axis. Like, there are games out there that do it, you know, like Dwarf Fortress, for example. The original game that maybe kicked that all off. But even some like real old games like Startopia, you had multiple decks that you had to keep track of, and sometimes that could be challenging. It relies on having a good notification system if you're going to have multiple decks. But like, technically I don't see why you couldn't. But I think it's more of a choice, a deliberate choice they made in order to like not make things too complicated, but also in a way to, I guess, preserve some of the challenge of having a limited build area. It does mean that the ships never look particularly amazing, though. Like, you can go on the community page and look at like people have made ships that look like the outline of like a Star Destroyer from Star Wars, or they've made them in particular patterns or whatever, or like a one from FTL, or yeah, it's only ever going to be like one slice thick, essentially. So yeah, it relies more on its kind of pixelated charm rather than it does for its ability to make good-looking ships or good-looking bases. Well, I mean, I think if I save this just now, I will show you, because people at the start got to see this, but a couple of you have joined since then. But this is my ship. This is the ship that, yeah, it's not pretty. My ship is very not pretty. It's just, just slap a bit on the side here and slap a bit on the side there, and hey presto, you've got this hideous looking thing. I don't even know how to describe that. Like this was the original core area, and then it kind of grew out sideways, and it grew a bit south, and it grew a bit north, and yeah. So this is what I eventually hope to have, is like a room like this that's just producing food, but it's functional. but it's not pretty. Everything's just kind of squeezed in various areas. So being able to like add an upper deck area or a lower deck area, I think would be like, in terms of having like, this is, you know, all the crew stuff is on one deck and then everything else is on another deck. It would be nice. But yeah, if I was starting afresh with the ship mode, I think I would try and make something a little more aesthetically pleasing, something a bit more planned out. But I mean, building is the exact same process. You go into edit and go to the hull builder mode. And if you want extra ships, you basically have to find them and claim them. Most of them are still going to be like wrecks. But occasionally you will find a derelict that you can actually like claim. It's complete enough that you can actually claim it as a functional ship and transfer some crew over. So you can like have multiple ships. You can have like a little picket ship that's just got firepower and you have to like shuttle resources over from your main ship. Or you could have a ship that's dedicated to, you know, manufacturing or whatever. So there is a lot of flexibility there, which is nice. Right, let's Port Sam. Let's go back to Port Sam. Because we have... oh yes, the lone gunman. We really need another wreck. We need it. We need it so much. But we're going to get somebody arriving next turn that's going to give us money, and we might be able to buy some hull blocks from them. Hull blocks are the important thing. Oh, right, so we set that one up as fruit. We're going to set this one up as vegetables. You don't have to make them like monolithic like that. You can mix and match. But yeah, we can actually check the CO2 levels in this area. So they will absorb CO2 from the rest of your station. But like I said, if you build the CO2 producing machine, that then ensures it's always going to be optimal in this area. And the water reclamator is best placed in this area because these will sort of off gas, as it were. I might even build a third temperature regulator, a third wall regulator, just because if it gets too cold, the crops just die. Or if you lose oxygen because there was a hole puncture, or if there's a fire and there's smoke, the crops just die. So, yeah. I think this cat might murder me. Are you going to murder me in my sleep, Samuel? It kind of looks like he might. Right, the gaze of Merlin, who will presumably contact me and say, hey, we have some people we want to send over. Hull block, do you have a hull block? No, they're selling IV fluid for pretty cheap. Yeah, no, we need hull blocks. We need hull blocks, Samuel. Oh, we do actually have some hull scrap. So presumably, maybe that's just like the last bit that was brought over from this cat. This cat is driving me mad. Yeah, so we might be able to like get a hull block out of this thing. It does require someone to operate it though. Right, so I guess because they've like pre-booked. So yeah, they've got. She's got crawler bite, hauler slash. So they're just yeah. Okay, so these people are the people that contacted me and said we would like these services. Okay. So they don't even have to phone me up. Right. Hopefully that won't happen anymore because I've disabled that as a service. I'm just going to double check. Yeah. It's just that. Now, I might be overbuilding this a bit for just 5 crew members. But we'll see. We can always build a second room later on, and like having separate rooms also gives you a bit of redundancy in terms of, you know, if you lose a crop because an alien flies in and shoots up a bit of the base, or pirates come in and start shooting things up, or a meteorite hits it and depressurizes it. So we need... What was it? A wall thermal regulator. Yeah, let's build one on this wall as well. So, triple redundancy. Let's see there, the little... Which one? So, that was Lati, I think. Ishambot's just hanging out next to the plants. Because he doesn't have anything else to do. Oh, no, he's off. So we can stick down. Do we actually now have enough infra blocks? No, we don't. But that's going to be the third one. I don't know if my microphone is picking up the delinquency that's going on at the moment. The four-legged vandalism. The petty crimes. Yeah, if Sam was a D&D character, his alignment wouldn't be lawful anything. He's at best chaotic neutral. But probably more likely chaotic evil. I mean, he's a cat. I think most cats probably are somewhere on the evil side of the spectrum. We could... Once these guys have paid, we could maybe buy, like, some... They had some other blocks, didn't they? Like, some tech blocks. Oh, we could actually buy a couple of infra blocks off them. We could do that right now, actually. Do we have enough for all 5? Yes, if we sell them something. 158. Sell them 2 space food meals. We can actually get that built straight away. Well, not having any spare infra blocks does mean that if something that breaks... Something breaks that needs an infra block to repair, it just can't be repaired. So we really do need spare things. Right, there we go. Grow bed number 3. That lets us grow nuts and seeds. Oh, Botany 5. Does anyone have Botany 5 at the moment? We had Botany 4. I don't think we have anyone with Botany 5. Okay, we might just not be able to... I mean, they will, as they, like, plant stuff, get higher botany levels. I think I might just disassemble that for the time being, then. I didn't realise that was going to need to be Botany 5. That's fine. We still got all 5 infra blocks back. So we need to buy the nuts and seeds, and we need to buy the meat. So yeah, we actually get here, so we're growing, we're producing more than we need, so that's fine. But yeah, we do need to we do need to build. Yeah, it's weird. It's random things. Like Sam goes over to something and then it just kind of like randomly falls on the floor while he sat next to it. It's a wild coincidence, I realise, but yeah. It must be a coincidence though. There's no way the two things could be connected. My precious Sam, my precious baby, he would never be a little chaos goblin that pushes things on the floor. No. That's not typical cat behaviour at all. Right, everyone's a bit of a loose end at the moment because we don't have any mining to do. Oh, I tell you what. Aha, no, that's new. Oh, no, it's not. I tell you what we could do. I completely forgot about this. We've got some... Wait, that's repairable? That's wild. No, let's just salvage that for scrap. We actually have a complete one that I got off a wreck. Yeah, these are like special cargo containers that can fly under their own power. So yeah, we can actually mine bits that are on the surface. This cat. No, it's not Sam. He's totally innocent. How could I impugn his character so? Oh, we've also got that little guy over there, which I totally... Let's get everyone to posse up and go and shoot a robot. Let's do that first. I could take all 5, but we don't need all 5 of them. We'll just take the usual gang. What's up with Nathaniel? High accident rate. He's a bit hungry, spacesuit fatigue. Craving carbohydrates. Oh, good. He's also leaving clumps of hair on the carpet as well, because of course he is. He's still got his winter fluff, but I'm having to brush him daily at the moment because he gives me little clumps of hair otherwise. I get little clumps of white hair and little clumps of black hair, depending on where the floof is coming from. Right, this robot guy's been generally quite chill, just sat in his corner. But we want to claim this last little bit of this asteroid. And then we just shoot that thing, and apparently that's how there we go. Right, we can then undraft these people. So that's this entire asteroid is now buildable. So yeah, we can just have them do the things for a bit until the next ship gets here. And we get some credits. We do now have a couple of hull blocks, which is fine. Just in case we need to do some repairs. I wonder if it's worth doing another away mission. The only thing is it takes a while. So what away missions have we got? Rogue bot attack. Now we really don't want to be dealing with bots at the moment, or pirates. Anything that's got anything that's got people with projectiles. Aliens? Alien infestation? We might go for that one. That doesn't look like it's too far away either. Nope. Right, so, We will leave. Who? Let's just have a quick check. Oh, good grief. We might leave Brianna behind. She's wounded. She's not feeling great. I didn't even realise that was the thing that could happen. Jeez, okay. Let's leave Brianna behind. She's actually one of my best weapons people, but I think she might, like, have a panic attack or something. It can happen. They will undraft themselves and you lose control. And they just straight up decide that they're having a bad time and they're going to run into a corner and just scream into their spacesuit for a bit. So yeah, Brianna can stay behind. We do have, like, Jen's actually got decent weapons skill as well. I've given her the stun rifle. Actually, having said that, I think we have an actual rifle that Jen can use. Also, I keep forgetting with Brianna to have her go fix her gun. Right, Jen. Let's give you something a bit more lethal. You also need to go fix that. I think I need to undraft you. You three go in the shuttle. Jen's going to go fix the gun. Got to remember, Jen's also the one that's got the wound dressing thing. No, Jen, I want you to fix the gun. Do we not have a... It might not be possible, actually. We might... Like, I've got a tool workbench. And we've got the research workbench, but I don't... Like, maybe we need a specific other... Do we need... Oh, it's literally specifically an item workbench. No, we've got an item workbench. No, that's a robot workbench. It just really looks like it. In fact, I think it's literally just a reskinned... Anyway, right, we'll set that to be built. Shall we undraft those guys temporarily? Get that built so the guns can get fixed. And they're not just sat in the shuttle in the meantime. High construct priority. Yeah, it is literally the robot workbench and the item workbench. They're just reskinned. So that... Okay, that is a little misnamed. You'd think it'd be like the weapon workbench, seeing how it's mainly for repairing weapons. Although you can repair vests as well and recycle attachments and broken weapons. Right, Jen, draft. Can I tell you to fix it while you're drafted? I don't know. I want you to fix the gun before we go. Do I just have to wait for them to decide they're going to do it? I mean, at this rate, we're going to end up having to wait till the next day. Have they fixed their stuff? Go fix your stuff! Right, there we go. Oh, Brianna's fixed her stuff. Jen still hasn't fixed her stuff. At least we now know they can. Right, CO2 producer. We don't need to build one of those right away. I think I'd rather save my resources. Yeah, I think we're going to be going the next day at this rate. Go on, fix it. There we go. Repairing gear. Fine. Oh. Right, somebody should automatically go to the console. Can I tell you to work? You can tell people to do things sometimes without drafting them. Oh, I think they're going to get space food. Pre-made meals. From the thing. Three energy cells. That's a lot of credits though. I think we do have enough to spare. That's fine. The logistics bots don't go through them particularly quickly. Right, I want you to go and fight the space food. No, not really. Right, everyone's fixed their guns now, which is fine. Apparently I just didn't click the repair button enough times to make it go to repair this instant, as opposed to repair when it's convenient. Well, there we go, big chunk of credits. Which we can maybe use to immediately buy some stuff back off you. Like some tech blocks. Or is it cheaper to buy... It might be a lot cheaper to just buy the scrap and process it. Which is obviously more time consuming, but... Oh! Okay, never mind. We were going to do an away mission. Oh. Oh, okay, we need to deal with this one. This one has robots on board, but this particular thing here will spawn, like, attacky robots that come and fly over, like fighter robots. So we absolutely have to deal with that. Yeah. Okay, so once everyone's up, we'll send on a away party. Yeah, okay. This is happening now. Robots. Operations. Man the guns. I said operations, man the guns. Not sit and have a chat. We have... Yeah, so it spawns the robots that will come and attack. So someone has to sit and man the guns. I think we kind of need them to... Yeah, we kind of need them to attack. Right, somebody stop faffing around playing arcade games. Like, I actually set it so somebody should go to ops when needed, but apparently that wasn't urgent enough. Daka. And then we'll get everyone else into... They can attack shuttles, but the shuttles are really durable. There we go, we actually have some help from this this nearby ship. It's quite difficult, like if you get pirates coming in a shuttle with the intent to board you, it's actually quite difficult to intercept them. We might get some wreckage from this actually. Oh, that's just rubble. Okay. Right, so that thing will just sit there and pump out bots for as long as it's within range. So let's draft you guys. Let's hustle you over. Brianna, you're going to man the ops station. And I'm going to go over there and kill some bots and stop this spawner. Oh, and there's a fun thing with these particular ones. If you have somebody that is like downed and rendered unconscious but not dead, sometimes they have like these cylinders, these tanks in them that they will then put the person in and turn them into kind of like a techno zombie. At which point, you're not getting them back. They're gone. They're very much dead. Right, so it spawned another rig. So they spawn real quick. And they might take a pass at the shuttle. But the shuttle is pretty durable. But yeah, we will have to like get in there post haste. So this is why having fighters comes in really useful, because the fighters can yeah, so there we go, these techno zombie guys. So these guys are actually, I mean, they're all equipped with lasers. I don't think they'll shoot the shuttle anymore. Ooh. How's everyone doing? Jen's looking a little banged up. So this is absolutely suboptimal. Because we're out in the open, there's no cover, we can't like duck in and out, have people do clever things. Right, Jen is KO'd. I think Jen had the injector as well. Oh, that's not great. No. Oh, well, okay, that one's kind of gone dormant, but they can sort of repair themselves. So unless they like actually explode, they're not done. Oh yeah, and these guys will fly out and melee you, and none of this is good. Oh god. Oh god. This is not good. Oh, we're gonna lose some people. Oh no. Oh god, they're all down. Tamara. Okay, well this is the point where I safe scum the hell out of it, because I can't afford to lose 4 of my 5 crew members. I think we just have to sit there and get blasted. I think we just have to sit there and get our asses blasted. And not asses blasted, but like rely on the point defense. Yeah, we just have to rely on the point defense. Okay. Sometimes this will happen. Yeah. We need, this is where you need like better guns and things. Right, everyone did get their things fixed. Oh, Nathaniel's Kamala's still got pockets full of, I didn't empty out there. Yeah, still got a bunch of stun pistols, which we probably could have sold at some point prior to this. Right, okay, let's not do that. That was a bad plan, as it turned out. Because it's a tiny wreck. We really do need resources, but it's a tiny wreck. There's... like, bigger wrecks with the robots, you can at least only face a couple of robots at a time. That's not possible with that little wreck, so we might have to go for the plan of like doing an away mission. Uh-oh. Okay, one of them's been knocked out. What are you? No, you don't want to be doing mining or anything right now. You really don't. Did I? Oh, yeah, I sent them to get the... Yeah, don't do that right now. Don't do that right now. Right, we absolutely need someone to come and fix this. Oh yeah, we can undraft you as well. Go and fix the thing! Somebody! Somebody go and fix it! What are you all doing right now? Carrying out repairs. Right, good. Yes, go repair thing. Because I'm going to have to sit here and rely on my defences, because this little thing is a death trap. An absolute death trap. This is where having fighters comes in really useful. But we are quite a ways off being able to get like where even are fighter bays. Oh yeah, if you want to be if you want to be real nasty, you can, like, I mean, if you wanted to attack other ships and take people slaves, you could. Slavery is an option in this game. Jammer? Can you? Maybe you can't get fighters as a space station. You might just not be able to research and build fighter base. No, it doesn't look like you can. Can build better turrets. Because at the moment we just have the little pew point defense turrets, but we need specifically the weapons console to get better turrets. Don't know why we need the nav console or the hyperdrive. It's a bit odd these options are still here. That's a bit weird. Shield gen. Honestly, a shield generator might not be terrible. Might not be a terrible idea. Get a small shield generator going, but maybe better weapons would be better. Let's stick that on the research queue. Anyway. Right, yes, you are fixing the thing, Nathaniel. Yeah, that's nasty. I thought we might be able to deal with that. But there were a lot of bots in there. And they had the cyberized, you know, the cyber zombie humans as well, which are real tough. So we're just going to have to wait for that one to drift away. And we're going to have to wait for it to have drifted away before we can go on an away mission as well, which is a little bit annoying. But at least we have some incoming ships that... fuel supply and fluids. We do have some fuel we can give them. Food supplies, maybe not so much. Well, we might be able to give them food and like veg and fruit. Yeah, the point defense turrets are not super durable. I wonder if I even want to build another one. At which point maybe I also need to like build another solar panel or something. Oh, there's a hull breach there, that's why. Which we kind of don't want there to be, because I don't have a whole lot of hull blocks. That one's nearly done for. In fact, the Dragonian ought to finish it off with its own guns. There we go. I do find that weird. I'm not sure why you can't build your own fighters. Oh, they spawn so quickly. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, we'd have like no tech blocks. Can you sell me some tech blocks? We might need some for repairs. Yes, they can sell me some tech blocks. Also, maybe buy some nuts and seeds, considering I can't actually grow those. 3 of each. It's a big chunk of my remaining credits. Let's sell you some stun pistols. There we go. This is why I was mildly annoyed I hadn't removed the stun pistols from that person's pockets, because they're worth pretty good money. Oh, also we might be out of IV. Yeah, we're out of IV fluid as well. Do you also have IV fluid? Don't think you do. One of these incoming ships might. Pew pew pew. Well, at least I'm going to have lots of bits of chimp debris, chimp bot or whatever they're called, debris to, yeah. It'll be necessary for research later. Okay, well, aside from the constant harassment by the annoying robots, secure a mining sector. I'm not actually sure what's involved in that one. Well, to be honest, this might be a good place to wrap things up, because it's just going to be fast forwarding for a while, and also I've been going for nearly 3 hours. So that might not be a terrible place to wrap things up. So yeah, this is Space Haven. It's on Steam. It's made by some Finnish sci-fi nerds, and I can kind of recommend it. Like, the UI could maybe use a little work. The kind of general soundscape of the game is maybe a little lacking. Although, you know, it does have music, I just haven't got it turned on, but it'd be nice if there was a bit more going on with the various bits of machinery and whatnot. But yeah, overall, it's pretty good, and I think they're actually relatively close to 1.0 as well. If I save, I think that there's a... Go back to the main menu. There's a whole road map thing somewhere. There was somewhere. I don't know where it's gone now. Discussions. Ah, there we go. Development plan. So yeah, there's a lot that they've done, but there's still things. Okay, I'm just looking at the things that I think they've done most of it actually. Like, there's a couple of things left, so they want there to be like, because at the moment you can encounter androids, but it says, you know, that they want there to be androids that you can have as crew, and maybe more different kinds of robots, security robots, pet robots. Yeah, I think they are largely there. They do say they're also going to add some things, like storyline things for the spaceship mode, but yeah. And they've been developing it since 2020, so yeah, I think they are reasonably close to the end now. Anyway, so yeah, that is it for Space Haven, and it's at this point reasonably complete. If you like the look of it, it's on Steam for I don't know how much money, like less than 20 quid apparently. So I would say it's worth it for that. Absolutely. I've certainly put in a decent number of hours. Not quite 100 hours yet, but probably not far off. So yeah, have a good evening wherever you may be, and I will catch you next time.